This week, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene once again made a spectacle of herself and just brought the whole level of class of Congress down a couple notches again. When she put the sign outside of her office, saying there's only two genders. And she did this to directly mock her neighbor across the hall, who has a transgendered daughter, and the member of Congress had put a transgendered flag outside of her office. So Marjorie Taylor Greene across the hall goes out, makes a video of her putting there's only two gender stickers, and does her little thing and marches along. And all of this is regarding the Equality Act currently in Congress. And here's the thing about what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing here. She is perpetuating something that Republicans have been doing for decades. And that is, as we all know, the culture wars. The one thing Republicans do really, really well is convince stupid people to care about things that actually have no effect on their lives whatsoever. And that's what we're seeing with this transgender issue. We have seen it for years on the issue of transgendered rights. Republicans have gone out there and said that if you allow a transgendered woman to use a ladies' bathroom, well, my God, there could be some perversion there. Your daughter wouldn't be safe. A man can dress up as a woman and assault her in a restroom, and that's why we got to stop that, as if that's a thing that actually happens. Folks, guess what? It's not. There's no facts to back this up. And honestly, as of right now, there's literally nothing stopping an individual from doing that anyway. Republicans were just using that as this kind of false flag type thing to say, well, this is why we can't do it. Oh, no. And then this week, Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the people coming out saying, but what if a transgendered woman wants to play women's sports? You can't compete with that. What? Are y'all really that stupid? And no, I'm not talking to the members of Congress, folks. I'm actually talking to Republican voters. Are you really that stupid? Does that affect you in your life anyway? And that's the whole thing about the culture war issues, folks, is that they actually don't affect the lives of conservatives. Giving people more rights doesn't take any rights away from you. It just makes everybody a little bit more equal in an increasingly unequal society. There is nothing wrong with that. It takes nothing away from you. It doesn't endanger your family. It doesn't endanger your religion. It doesn't change your life one bit. I don't care if you're uncomfortable around the LGBTQ community. That's your problem. That's your problem. You deal with that. But that doesn't mean that we can't protect these individuals from the discrimination that they face every single day. The Republican Party is selling bigotry, and their voters, their followers eat it up. Because they don't know any better. Because Republicans have spent decades trying to tell them that your life sucks because a transgendered woman wants to use the ladies' room. That's it. And it's not just with the LGBTQ issues. It's with immigration too. The bigotry there. Oh, well, yeah, you're not getting paid a good wage, not because your employer is greedy as hell, but because all these people coming across the border, they're taking your jobs. Oh, and by the way, they also want to rape and murder you, as Trump said. No, they don't. And no, they didn't. There are literally jobs here in the United States that American workers simply don't take. A great example of that is the state of Georgia about 10 years ago passed a very restrictive immigration policy, basically getting rid of the migrant workers that come during the farming seasons. Do you know what happened there in Georgia after they did that and you couldn't bring in these foreign workers? Americans didn't take the jobs and the crops sat there rotting in the fields. But the bigotry is what got it passed. And they've been doing this for years. It's the bigotry, the same kind of bigotry that Reagan came at with the welfare queens, these lazy black people on welfare making more money than you. And they're not having to work. Okay, well, that's not the fault of the people on welfare. That's actually the employers, Reagan. And we knew that. I was like 2 at the time, but I probably still could have figured that out. But Republicans always turn to bigotry because they can't win on issues. They turn to culture wars because they got nothing else. They got nothing left. As I've repeatedly said over the years, the Republican Party has only had one new idea in 40 years. And that new idea is, what if we cut taxes for the wealthy and then the poor people will get more of it? It's an idea that failed, but it was an idea and it was new. But that's it. That's all they've had in 40 years of being in power. That's it. Where's that healthcare plan, by the way, that they've sworn for over 10 years now? Oh, we're working on it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Trump promised repeatedly throughout his administration, I think actually 17 different times, if I'm not mistaken, that we have a healthcare plan coming in a week, or it's coming in 2 weeks. Never, ever came to fruition. The closest we got was when Kayleigh McEnany came out with that book of empty pages and said, here it is. No, you can't see it. Republicans have no ideas. So they turn to the stupid talk of culture war issues that doesn't actually affect anybody except the people who, hey, maybe they won't be discriminated as much in this country. Those are the people that are affected. And if you're not one of them, then you really have no say in this. It doesn't affect your life at all. You still get to go to church. You still get to have your family unit. You still get to watch your kids play sports if that's what they choose to do. Your life doesn't change at all. But for some, their life may get a little better. But trust me, that doesn't mean yours gets any worse.